Oh wow, that's just an amazing ramen, especially for on a plane.
All right. I don't think that worked. Today is going to be a really long travel day, but I am so excited because we are flying business class on Japan Airlines to the Philippines. We are starting off our morning here in the One World Business Lounge in the Los Angeles airport. We're gonna fill up on some breakfast and some drinks before we board our flight.
The One World Business Class lounge here in LAX is pretty nice. It's very spacious. I wouldn't say there's anything overly fancy about it. They seem to have the standard fare of a bar and they have a buffet that's going on, but I do appreciate all the seating, the natural light they have inside here. It's gonna be a good place to relax before or relaxing on the flight. All right, the lounge was good. The food was pretty good, nothing amazing. Drinks were nice, service was great. Now we're gonna head over to the gate in a slight rush.
As expected, this plane is huge and I am so excited.
This plane is a Boeing 777, which I honestly don't really know much about planes. I just know that question comes up a lot. So if that helps you with the seat map at all, there you go.
The last time we flew business class was a year ago, and it is never not exciting. I cannot wait. So excited, here we go.
All right, starting off, we're just gonna give you the full report of this whole thing. We got welcome drinks, which is like a pineapple, apple, ginger mix. It's quite tasty. Already can tell the service is gonna be amazing. I only really have a few facts to share about this. I'll try to think of some as we go, but I've watched a lot of videos in preparation. One of the things I know is that Japan Airlines has one of the biggest in-flight entertainment screens in aviation. I think it's like 27 inches. Seriously, this is like twice the size of what I had in college. Today, I'm sitting in the aisle next to the window. Rebecca is completely tucked away in the window. So just to give you a little bit of a seat comparison, they're mostly the same. Obviously, if you're a window person, you like to look out, that's the route that you're gonna wanna go. We did notice that storage-wise, this one here in the aisle has this little cubby behind me that actually has a lot of space. If that's something that you're interested in, obviously the privacy is significantly higher, closer to the window because it's a pretty big open space here right next to me. But otherwise, a ton of space, and the footwell is really, really wide, which I think is nice because sometimes I feel like on some of those business class seats, you have this really narrow footwell at the end if you're slightly taller. Other than that, I'm gonna have to keep exploring.
We are ready for departure. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Still just barely after takeoff, but I have learned another advantage of the seat here on the aisle is that it does have a lot more storage. I have this nice little net thing on the side here that's coming in handy for my headphones, and then there's also storage on top of the seat. That actually seems to be for both of them, but that combined with the cubby, I'm starting to see some pluses here. Probably doesn't quite outweigh the privacy of the window yet though. We can do a full exploration of the seat buttons here. You got the headrest up and down, you got the top up and down for a little feedback. Looks to be like a massage function or some lumbar support or something like that. You can obviously turn on the light to night mode or to reading mode, and then you can prop the feet up too to get yourself that full bed look. And so you can see it all does it in one button here too. And then of course the privacy up and down here. Get Rebecca out of here. Also a quick look at the plugs. They have pretty standard outlets for just about any plug type that you need. You have your headphones to plug in to watch TV or listen to TV. And then there also is a USB and this video cable, which is pretty old school because like I should be plugging in my N64 or something, which would have been amazing, but I don't think that's gonna happen on this one. And then the last thing to point out here in terms of just a general seat overview is the entertainment system. I already talked about how big the TV is, but it looks like they got a lot of options here under movies. Obviously they have a lot of new releases, Hollywood stuff, and then they also have several Japanese films, and it seems like a wide selection to me, but then again, I'm not really an expert in this, but I'm sure there's plenty of entertainment here for me.
So the window seat is actually really nice. I have so much privacy, which I really appreciate. I think where the aisle seat makes up in storage, the window seat makes up in its privacy. So I don't have a lot of storage space, admittedly. I really just have the footwell, and then there's a tiny little cubby up above my head that I can put like my headphone case in or something. It's really not that big. But I do have this barrier here, and so when people are walking by, they cannot see me from the aisle, which is super nice. So I would say if you're a solo traveler, I would definitely recommend booking the window seat because it's nice. You are really secluded. It feels like you have your own little kind of sweet area, and the flight attendants can just like pop around the corner to check on you and make sure you're good. But overall, I really like it. Although I will say I have been jealous because Kyle has all these little compartments and nets that he can put his stuff in, but I don't need that. I'll take my privacy any day. All right, and now the moment I know a few of you have been waiting for, the amenity kit review. So whenever you get on the plane, they have your seat all set up very nicely, everything kind of on display. So the first thing they have is a pillow, which is, you know, it's a pillow, it's nice. I'm gonna really appreciate it when I am going to sleep. They provided you with a pair of slippers so I can take my shoes off and I can use these to walk around the airplane, go to the bathroom, things like that. I don't have to worry about my shoes getting dirty. They also provided this super cush, like very soft blanket that I'll definitely be using when I go to sleep here soon. Really excited about that. And then a pair of headphones, which is really nice. If you don't have your headphones, these look like kind of noise canceling. I always travel with mine, so I will not be opening these or using these, but a very nice touch again. And then the last part, the actual amenity kit itself. So overall, love the bag. It's super cute. It's a little red pouch, and it has a zipper on like two sides. So I'll open it up and see what's in here. I think amenity kits are always my favorite thing on flights, even though I hardly ever use anything that's in them. It's still nice to like open a gift, and I love the little pouches. All right, so opening it up, we have an eye mask. It has a cute little fox on it, and they have a toothbrush, which is great. So you can brush your teeth after a meal, and I did already see that in the bathroom they actually have some mouthwash in individual containers, so that's really nice too. Earplugs, always essential. We've got some tissues, a moisture mask, which I do not know what that is. Oh, interesting. It looks like a regular face mask, like what we've been wearing during COVID, but it has a wet sheet that you can put inside of it. So probably to help you feel more hydrated, less dry. And that's really it. So bag is super cute. Goodies on the inside. They're okay. Useful, I guess, but I was definitely hoping for like a facial spray or like a wipe or something. I usually really like to have that on a flight, especially these really long ones, because I do get very, very dry, but I'll just have to hydrate whenever I get to Tokyo. All right, that's all the amenities. You've seen it all, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot because I'm already wearing it, but they came by and gave us these super cute little cardigans. It's for in-flight only, but I'm kind of sad because I want to take it. All right, looks like they're about to start serving our meal, so we'll go over the menu for you and you can see what we're eating and enjoying. Really looking forward to it.
We're getting ready now for the meal service. They have this lovely menu here, and if you're not familiar with JAL's meal service, they have both a Japanese and an English menu available. So it's honestly quite a nice looking menu too. They show you who the chefs are and everything. I don't know, maybe we're just easily impressed because we don't really fly business class very often. But they have a whole list here of drinks. They have champagne, they have Japanese whiskey, definitely something we'll be having today. And then for the food options, they have a couple different things. Again, they have the traditional Japanese menu. They also have a Western menu. And it all looks delicious. To be honest, might go with the Western menu. The beef tenderloin, which sounds delicious, and I heard was good online. In addition to that, they also have the Anytime You Want menu, which has a ton of good stuff. That's all order at any time. They have pork rice bowl, they have risotto, they have ramen. They also have some smaller things like cheese, fruit, ice cream. So this is going to be quite the culinary experience, I think.
They came by and gave me a nice little tablecloth so I can get my meal ready. So excited. All right, they just came by and dropped off the champagne that I ordered and then a little appetizers. They gave us some mixed nuts and then some olives. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What we ordered is the Western menu. So starting off, we have our hors d'oeuvres, and the flight attendant said that the sweet corn quiche is her favorite, so I'm really excited to try that. And then we also have a tuna and fennel salad, a roast beef salted in boca, and then a fresh salad. It all looks amazing. They gave us 2 pieces of bread. They gave us a little tray with salt and pepper. This is amazing. All right, my main dish is here and it looks divine. I have the beef tenderloin, an artichoke salsa, and saffron mashed potatoes with a nice wine sauce. This looks so good. I'm already full of the appetizers, but I have to eat this, obviously. It looks delicious.
I think Rebecca commented on this already, and I mentioned it earlier, but this is definitely the best presentation of any food we've had, and maybe the best food we've had too. I think we've flown business class 4 other times, Turkish, United, Ethiopian, Royal Jordanian as well, and this, I think, beats out all of those. Very, very delicious.
And the last thing on the menu is the dessert, which is a yuzu mousse tartlet. It looks amazing. The service was so nice. Everyone kept checking in. The presentation was beautiful. All right, let's give this a little taste test. Tastes like a key lime pie. That's delicious. Now we are going to watch a movie and probably get comfortable here and try and catch some shut-eye on this flight. Obviously, that's the whole point of having a lie flat seat, so you can lounge back. And it's definitely one of my favorite parts of business class, just being able to spread out and not feel like the seat is right in front of you. Guys, it's just so exciting. I can't handle it.
All right, now I could just probably, I don't know, highlight a few of the other buttons around here that I haven't yet pushed. And before you think I'm like disturbing folks, they just dim the lights. No one's really laid down yet or anything. You do have this night mode. Ooh, I don't know if you caught that. I'll show that in a minute, but there's some little lights in my cubby and under my feet. That's kind of fun, little night light. Turn that back off. There's also a reading light. It's probably gonna blind us. Oh, it's actually pretty down and subtle. I can get behind that. I'm probably not gonna read anything, but support it. Oh, it gets brighter. Oh, it's still brighter. I just want it to go off. There we go. And I actually think that probably covers all of the buttons. Oh, one thing we noticed is that as you go into recline mode, I don't think you can see it, the actual armrest lowers, which is really cool. It kind of lowers into your seat, moving up on both sides. Just gives you a little extra width over here. They do also have a couple hooks if you need them. You get your water bottle hook. You also have this hook over the light that works for some headphones pretty well. I'm also not sure yet if you've seen the full function here of how the tray table pulls out, but it's pretty nice. You push down on it, comes up, folds down, and it's a decent size and also moves back and forth, and then it rotates here. Kind of takes us out of the way a little bit. If you need to slide out, like I was able to at dinner, push that aside, still get out, go to the bathroom, things like that. It's good size too. I'm about to work on my laptop for a little bit. I think this will work well.
Now you get to watch me awkwardly lower my bed. All right. I don't think that worked. That was terrible.
All right, not really much sleep happening here, mostly because it's a daytime flight. Time to test out a little bit more of the food. As we mentioned earlier, they do have an anytime you want menu. They had a lot of good looking stuff over there. So Rebecca and I actually both got something different. I got the vegetable ramen, so it's amazing and it's by far my favorite Japanese food, ramen. and Rebecca got French toast. Oh, French toast, not a waffle, which also looks delicious. So I'm sure this is going to be fantastic. Put you on my neck so you can get some slurping noise here, maybe. Well, it's about 1 billion degrees too hot for me. Oh wow, that's just an amazing ramen, especially for on a plane. I mean, that's good for anywhere, but the fact that we're 30,000 feet or whatever you say, that is really good. So if you're on here with the anytime option, definitely get the ramen. So they don't really have like a breakfast menu necessarily, but you can use the order anytime to obviously order anytime, but they did come by at about 2 hours to landing just to say one last chance if you want anything. So I'm trying something again here, just like the pork over rice. It said it was a JAL special, looks pretty good. I guess I'm in here for a bathroom tour because that seems to be a thing people do on these, but it's pretty much just a regular bathroom, honestly. Slightly bigger, it's got a few extra mirrors. It does have a bidet. Now that is a Japanese specialty, I would say, which is pretty sweet. Other than that, not much to it. Unfortunately, that is going to wrap up our experience here in business class on the way to Tokyo.
We did not sleep at all, which we may regret. We do have a bit of a layover in Tokyo to explore some, so hopefully that helps us stay awake. And the staff has been so incredible and so friendly. They've checked in, they've offered to take pictures of us and everything. They've been really, really sweet. So overall, staff incredible, food pretty good. We couldn't just sleep because we didn't do it, but it was really nice to stretch out.
And yeah, the seating was fantastic. I think this is our favorite business class seat yet. And that's not the end of this video. We're also going to check out the Sakura lounge, which is the business class lounge here in Tokyo, Haneda. And of course, we have one more flight all the way down to the Philippines. All right, see you shortly on the layover. Right after Rebecca mentioned how nice the staff was, they just came by and saying happy birthday. Today's my birthday now that we're landing. And they not only came by and sang, which was really sweet, but they also wrote me this handwritten happy birthday card. Oh, it has some origami on the back. That is super nice from the JAL 15 flight crew, and they brought a few snack desserts and then also this little gift, which I have no idea what this is either. That's nice that they did anything. Rebecca did tell me it was my birthday. It is my birthday. Oh, that's a little miniature airplane. Look how cool that is. It's a DJ. I'll put this on my backpack. Very nice of them. During our 12-hour layover in Tokyo, we had the opportunity to visit the Team Labs Planets Museum. Be sure to subscribe and check out that video next week. We're in the home stretch here of what feels like a marathon after our 5-hour venture into Tokyo, which was amazing, and more on that in a later video. We are back here at Haneda Airport. We are in the Sakura Lounge, which is available for business class passengers. It's a really huge spot. They actually even have 2 floors, but you enter them separately, so I guess 2 separate lounges. This one's pretty crowded at the moment, to be honest, but we did just order some food. We signed up to take a shower. It's very checked in advance, but because it's crowded, we gotta wait a little bit. And other than that, we're just trying to stay awake for our final business class flight to Manila.
Kyle got the famous JL beef curry, and I got some butter chicken. Now that we got the lay of the land in this lounge, they have 2 different kitchens that you can pick up food after you scan a QR code and make your order through the menu. And then they also have a few self-serve drink stations and bars. And then they also have showers and bathrooms, obviously, and a lot of seating.
Seriously, so many types of seating. If this were young, naive us 24 hours ago, then we would do a total seat test, explore everything. Now we're just trying to survive.
I feel like we look so tired.
Although we had to wait for the shower, they have 9 of them here, so we didn't have to wait too long. And give you a quick look around here too. Nothing too exciting, but just what's needed after going on about hour 24 of travel here. Feeling refreshed now. Now that we've showered, I think it's time to settle in for a little bit of a nap. One thing I didn't mention was how the entire lounge is full of windows. So It makes for great views over the tarmac if that's something that you're interested in, kind of the plane spotting thing. It's nighttime, we can't see too much right now. And also, this is the 4th floor lounge, but they do have a lounge also on the 5th floor, which is also open for business class passengers. It's called the Skyview Lounge. It looks pretty much like the same thing as here, but they didn't have showers, which is why we started here. I'm gonna try and convince Rebecca if we can spend maybe like 15 minutes there on the way out, but we'll see if sleep wins over. Otherwise, I think we've kind of covered it here for you. Next stop, the Philippines. Well, by the time we left at about 1 a.m., the Sky View version of the lounge had already closed, so that's okay. I'm pretty sure it's just the same furniture and everything, just additional space really because of the crowds they see. So if you get a chance, I'm sure it's nice. No big loss for us. We're gonna head over to our flight now, last one.
I always say it's a good day on a plane when you get to go left instead of right. And I think it's gonna happen.
Give me your business class dance. That was more like a strut. We made it to our seats. We wanted to mix it up this time and try the 2 middle options, and this is a different plane, so it's a different setup than we flew on earlier too. This is a 787-800 compared to when we flew from LAX to Tokyo, it was a 777. So this is actually a 222 across. So we have the 2 in the middle right next to each other. So it's set up a little bit differently because you don't have that coffin middle seat on the 3 in the middle that you do with the 777. Also, the seats are just kind of different in general. You can just tell a little bit more updated, honestly. It doesn't look quite as worn down, but I would say not quite as spacious or as well thought out as maybe they had on the 777. Initial reactions being here is that if you have the opportunity, window seat remains the best, and then even next to that, the aisle seat that is on the window side seems better than the middle here because they have a little bit extra storage space with some of the cubbies in terms of the offset seating. It seems to help a little bit for that. That's probably going to sound like I was complaining. This is an amazing, fantastic seat. It's got another huge screen. Again, everything is a little bit newer, a lot of space. It's a lie flat, which is definitely going to be taken advantage of here tonight.
This flight is only 5 hours, so we won't really be in here too long. They are gonna serve breakfast. There wasn't really an amenity kit or anything. They walked by and gave us earplugs and toothbrushes and anything that we wanted to grab in a little basket with a little blanket, a pillow. That's about it. They already brought the food out there so fast. I did manage to fall asleep, but they kept having to wake me up, which definitely startled me. But they brought out the food and I got a pork belly with fried rice. The appetizers like a duck, salmon, some type of jelly. They have a consomme with dried ham. Looks pretty good. I'm excited, and then I'm excited to go back to sleep.
I'll just add that I think the presentation is on point again, and that and the customer service, that seems to be really the standout for JAL in my opinion. Alright, it's a little turbulent in here, so hopefully the shakiness isn't too bad. The main course, we got a Wagyu beef burger. I like Wagyu beef, you know, that's classic Japanese staples, so this should be delicious. There's other things in this too. I just don't know what any of it is. Some fruit, some bread, some butter, some potatoes, onions. And again, they did have a Western offering and a Japanese offering since we thought the Western menu. The flavor of it's like a teriyaki sauce. It's very good. I'm gonna hit the spot right before bed. The rest of the flight was pretty uneventful, and given how tired we are, we weren't able to really stay up to do too much more filming, but hopefully you got a little bit of the information on some of the nuances and differences of this flight.
Business class will never ever get old for us, but we do have 2 weeks of adventures in the Philippines, so make sure you subscribe to follow along. Don't forget to like this video, it really helps us out.
See you on the next adventure.